What's going on, guys? Supposed to be in bed right now, but we got breaking news. Apparently, um, I'm getting ready for bed. I'm looking at my feed and I see that JLR is live, and he basically said that there's search warrants happening. So I tried to do my due diligence, have my Invisalign in so I could barely speak. And it appears that everybody's going live pretty much with the same feed, that a search warrant is happening at one of the sisters' homes, at Annie Guthrie's house, and her husband. And this is very significant. I'm not going to sit here for an hour watching this stream. Mind you, we're using JLR's stream right now. Big shout out to JLR. Much respect. We're using his stream. What I want to do is I want to explain to you guys the significance of this search warrant. Once again, I want you guys to please excuse me. I have my Invisalign in my mouth and it does affect the way that I talk, so I apologize for that. Make sure you hit the like button, support the channel. It is extremely hard to get a search warrant for a property. In our country, United States of America, if you're watching from outside the United States of America, you have to understand that your home is your most sacred place and is guarded by the Constitution. So in order for you to get the ability to search a home, and this type of search warrant is going to be a whole home search warrant, you have to convince a judge that you believe that whatever you're looking for is actually going to be in that home. Now, let me give you an example. There's been times in my career where I've asked judges for search warrants for guns. I've had to do it a number of times in my career because even though I investigate sex crimes, sometimes these perpetrators will have firearms. The only way I'm able to get a search warrant to go into a home and search that entire home looking for a firearm is if I have a witness who's willing to testify that they saw a weapon in the home. I can't get a search warrant to go search somebody's home off of a hunch. There might be a gun in that house. There might be drugs in that house. You have to have an eyewitness that can say, hey, I saw guns in that house. I saw drugs in that house. Understand that in order for the police to get a search warrant for the Guthrie's house, they have to have found some type of compelling evidence, whether it was a witness, an eyewitness, or some type of digital evidence or forensic evidence like DNA or something like. They have to find some compelling evidence that's going to be able to convince a judge that it's highly likely that what they're looking for is in that house. And I assume what they would be looking for would be Nancy Guthrie. Now, people saying, are you sure there's a search warrant? I don't know. I have not seen documentation. Everybody on the internet is saying there's a search warrant. The question is, why else would they be in that house in the middle of the night? With the response that we're seeing there, those aren't their personal cars. Those aren't the cars of Anna and her, what's his name, Tommaso or whatever. That's not their cars. That's police cars. Not only that, but right before I went live, it started being JLR and others were reporting that tons of news agencies are now showing up and setting up and starting the live stream. This is the daughter's house, Annie. Can somebody write inside of the chat her husband's name? I've been having problems saying this guy's name since day one. So keep that in mind. You can't get a search warrant unless you can convince a judge that the evidence that you're looking for is going to be in there. It can't be a hunch. Can't be on a whim. You can't go to a judge and say, hey, I think it's highly likely that I'm going to see something like that. No. Tommaso, appreciate you guys. You have to be able to say it's there. At least the last time that it was observed, it was there. And then when you get to that point, it has to be within a reasonable time. You can't say they observed it 6 months ago. I saw it last week. I saw it a few days ago. A reasonable amount of time. So if this is the case that they have a search warrant here, then it's highly likely and possible that the inside information that Ashley Banfield was reporting and Nancy Grace buttresses, that police were looking at Annie and Tommaso as possible suspects. It looks like that was correct. If in fact, this is a search warrant that they're carrying out, which I believe it is a search warrant, to be honest with you. Police are not going to be out there at this time of the night with this level of response to a home if it wasn't a search warrant. The thing is, usually a search warrant like this usually ends with an arrest at the end of the search warrant, if not before the search warrant. Jazzy Jazz just says, possibly the daughter herself told them there might be something in the home, and that's how they got out there that fast. I don't know where you're getting that information from, but if you're just trying to give her deference, that's a lot of deference you want to give her. I would imagine that if the mother's in her home, that she's complicit in it. I think that's your empathy talking. Unless you have some information we don't have, I think that's your empathy talking, and that's some toxic empathy if you think that mother could be in that home and the daughter wouldn't know about it and she just discovered it and then called the police. No. If mommy's in that house because Tommaso or somebody else took her, that means the daughter's in cahoots, in my opinion, at least. That's just a guess. You know, we interact with people. Don't take it personally. It's what we do. Not saying that you are, but that's what we do on this show. We interact with the audience. We don't pretend like you guys don't exist. I appreciate you saying that, but I don't think so. I think that's too much of a stretch. All right. Let's see if JLR is saying anything. And then if not, we're going to call it a day. But I want you guys to, listen, I'm not going to sit here. I got to work at 6 in the morning. I got to get up and it's 12:14 a.m. in New York time. So you guys know I can't stick around here with you guys forever, but I want to make sure you guys understand the significance of this moment right now. Most likely, this will end with an arrest. You're not going to go do a search warrant on a house if you're not ready to make an arrest. At least I never did. Every search warrant that I did, whether I found something or not, it ended in an arrest.
All right, folks. Got the lights on. Look at that. Nice.
Think about it. If they were here for their protection or something like that, the protection of, the Guthries, for Annie and Tommaso, the police would come out here and say, hey, guys, you guys are disturbing them. There's nothing to see here. We're just here protecting them because we've gotten some death threats for them. Please clear out. Let these folks have a good night. Right now, you have dozens of media outside of this home with bright lights on, with spotlights on. illuminating the entire area, and it's going to stand out, and it's going to be very distracting. Why? Because we already saw from previous news sources where they actually showed how this area has 0 street lights. And the culture is not even to have that many lights outside of your house, because there are observatories, world famous observatories that are in this area. And you can't observe the sky if you have light pollution. So it's pretty much the culture of this entire area. It might even be the law as well, not to have street lights, not to illuminate your property in the nighttime, so as you do not disturb the scientists who are trying to explore the universe nearby. So if the police are just there for protection, then they would come out and they would tell, hey guys, you're wasting your time. There's no lead here. We're just here for protection. We're just here because there's death threats and we want to just make sure that they're safe. That's it. There's nothing to see here. They're not coming out saying that because they're obviously there conducting police business. They're there most likely conducting a search warrant. Let's keep going. All right, let me see what else I could get before I get out of here. I want to make sure I give you guys
I don't know.
What's
what do you think? Is it looking good for Tommaso and Annie here?
Not looking good, JLR.
Almost 2 hours and 20 minutes now.
Not looking good. That's a full home search warrant right there. If they were just going in there like, hey guys,
2 hours and 20 minutes.
If they just went in there like, hey, we really just want to, you guys are the last people to see Nancy. We really just want to make sure that you guys just are not suspects. You guys are suspects. We just want to cross you off the list. Can we search your house? They're not going to be in your house for 2 hours and 20 minutes and counting. They're not going to be in your house for 2 hours and 20 minutes and counting. It doesn't take that long to search a house. This is Arizona. Those are one-story houses. Let's say that one more time to the people in the back of the room. If the police are just there to cross their names off the suspect list, number one, they're not going to do that search at this time in the night. Let me see something real quick before I continue. Right now in Arizona, it's 10:19 p.m. It's midnight for me, midnight 19 for me. If the police are coming to cross you off that list, they're not going to be searching your house at 10:19 p.m. And they're not going to be in your house for 2 hours and 20 minutes and counting. This is a full-blown search warrant. And I'm telling you guys, I don't work in Arizona. I don't know how Arizona PD does business, but I work in New York. And 9 times out of 10, it's not perfect. It's going to be those outliers. But 9 times out of 10, when we're pulling a search warrant on a house, you're going in cuffs regardless. We're working with other stuff that we could lock you up for. So even if we don't find anything in your house, we've already got other things on you that helped us get this search warrant. So there's a good chance that at the end of this search warrant, one, if not both, of those adults, Annie and Tommaso, will be arrested. I'm not making a prediction. I could 100% be wrong. I'm just telling you from my experience. I don't know what those people are working with. When I make my predictions, I tell you. And usually I'm right. But I'm usually right because I'm making those predictions grounded in facts that I believe are solid enough that I'm going to be correct with my analysis. There's a lot of things we don't know, so I cannot be sure in this prediction. That's why I'm not going to go 10 toes down with it. What I'm telling you is it's highly likely that when they're done with their search warrant, that somebody's going to be arrested, but I can't say that definitively simply because there's so much information we don't have. But this is definitely a search warrant, and they had to convince a judge that they had enough evidence that they were either A, going to find evidence of the crime, or B, find Nancy. And the only way you're going to get a judge to sign off on that search warrant is if somebody saw something or presented evidence to back up those claims. Let's listen. See them zooming in.
Poster boards or something. Some sort of board. They're leaving.
What's going on? Huh? I don't know what's going on, man. This is very confusing. Does it look like the lights are on, or it might just be reflecting the lights of these spotlights? I'm watching the time too, guys. I gotta get to bed. Definitely watching the time.
We sit and wait, folks.
Got going on here? You lose reception. There we go. Just leave it, Jill. Are we losing reception and stuff? Just leave it. Just keep it still, buddy. You're doing a great job. We losing you. Every time you move that camera, we lose you. Okay, it's killing me. All right. Let me read this article real quick. The search for Nancy Guthrie is ongoing as authorities work around the clock to locate the 84-year-old today, mother of Today host Savannah Guthrie. Nancy has been missing since February 1st, and authorities believe she may have been abducted. A couple days into Nancy's disappearance, some media outlets received what appeared to be a ransom note. The note, which was sent by email, was forwarded to investigators, though its legitimacy remains unclear. On Friday, February 6th, the Pima County Sheriff's Office confirmed that there was a second note. There's actually 3 notes, but one of them we know for a fact is fraudulent, and the guy was arrested. Looks like somebody's leaving. Hold on here. One guy left.
All right, it's coming out.
A lot of people there.
Deputy. The deputy.
It's the sheriff's deputy, yep.
The deputy.
Okay.
Yeah, the deputy. Gotcha. Alright. One. Alright.
Okay.
Deputy.
All right. Yeah, one person left, still a few cars left. Let's see what's going on. A couple days into Nancy's disappearance, some media outlets received what appeared to be a ransom note. That note was sent by email, was forwarded to investigators, though its legitimacy remains unclear. On Friday, February 6th, the Pima County Sheriff's Office confirmed there was a second note, though it's unclear if this was sent by the same person. It's also unclear if the second note is legitimate. If it is, however, it could mean that the case has been taking a chilling turn. On February 7th, retired FBI agent Lance Lessing sat down for an interview with Fox News. interesting that they're committed to sending a second note if it's the same person because they're confident they're not going to be found, Lenson said. They're confident that using anonymizers and, changing their IP address and running it through a bunch of countries eventually avoid being tracked, but they're not offering anything that would authenticate they are the kidnappers, Lessing continued. Lessing also said that if the motive in the case is money, that would-be kidnappers haven't offered a way for Guthrie's family to contact them. Without an open line of communication, Lessing says, it's indicative of potentially fraudulent note. That makes sense to me. They haven't said how. Remember, the one that asked for the Bitcoin was fraudulent. The real ones are not offering a means by which that the Guthries can pay. All right. Meanwhile, Parade spoke with NYPD, started with retired NYPD Sergeant Joe Galcalone, who shared some positive motives outside of the money. The three biggest motives that we know: love, money, and drugs, Galcalone told Parade. But in a situation like this, you also have to consider a revenge factor, a cover-up factor. Okay, so it looks like they're leaving now, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. It's kind of weird that they're leaving. The question I do have is, are the Guthries even home? They most likely won't be home when this is happening. So where are the Guthries? Where is Annie and where is Tommaso? Where's Annie? Where is Tommaso? Also, where's the FBI? Where's the FBI? I thought the FBI was now taking the lead on this, but we see sheriff deputies leaving. This is very strange. There's too many chefs in the kitchen on this one. See the patch. See if we see if this is another sheriff.
It's a female.
Is she a deputy?
Female deputy.
Another deputy, according to the person on the camera. It would drive me nuts living in this place where everywhere I drive is like sand. Like crushed gravel everywhere. Like, oh my God, we need some pavement. What's wrong? She don't know how to turn the car? Okay. Okay. She gonna kill him. Okay.
All right, it's another one gone.
So there's a lot of chefs in this kitchen because we see the sheriff deputies now. Looks like it's sheriff staff because there's only one car left. That's another sheriff. Boom. They're leaving the home. They're leaving the home. But we saw the FBI was taking the lead on the investigation. Where's the FBI? This is weird. This is really weird stuff for me. I don't understand what's happening here. This is crazy. Were they executing a search warrant? Maybe not. I don't even know. I'm not convinced now. Where are the bags? Why there's no evidence that was removed from the home? I don't know. Listen, we came live because everybody's reporting it's a search warrant and we're trying to figure it out. This doesn't even look like a search warrant anymore. Where's the bags? I've never done a search warrant and not have at least one piece of evidence.
This is the last one.
One piece of evidence. You know what that one piece of evidence has to be at least? That one piece of evidence has to be proof of address. You always got to take proof of address when you do a search warrant to show that you went to the right place. This is weird. Let's see if Big Boy know how to drive. He look like he about to run people over too.
Deputy.
Okay.
All right, so 3 deputies gone.
Guys, hit that like button for me, please. Please hit the like button, support the channel. We have almost 500 people in the room right now, and we only have 183 likes. We do need those likes to support the channel, so please assist us by doing that.
Think they got? What do you think they took?
It didn't look like they took anything.
What do you think they did?
Yeah, big shout out to JLR. We using his video right now. Big shout out. Make sure you like the channel. Like us, support us, and also go ahead and like JLR too for making this available.
I'll show you the massive media presence out here. There's
Yeah.
a massive media presence here. This could be the break. This could be the break. This is an indication. My assessment is this is an indication that they are targeting occupants of this house here, Annie and Tommaso. Clearly. What's your take? What do you think? Why do you think they were here? This has absolutely something to do with Tommaso or Annie.
All right, man. Listen. All right. So it looks like they're gone. All right. They're gone. So I don't know what they took. It didn't look like they took anything. I didn't see anything. If somebody said maybe they took small bags or DNA, that's not how crime scene rolls. No matter what state you in, we'd have saw somebody that had like a big bag, which is like their tool bag with all their different swabs and all the different stuff that they use and cameras and stuff. We didn't see none of that. We didn't see no pictures being taken of the exterior of the house. Even if you're taking DNA inside the house, you still have to tech the house. You still have to take external pictures, outer, intermediate, and inner pictures. We didn't see none of that. We saw none of that. We saw them come out with no bags or anything like that. You at least got to take a letter from the house to show that you went to the correct address and that the evidence that you seized is from the right address. We didn't see any of that. They came out empty-handed. I think one person had a poster board. That's the most that I heard this gentleman who's recording this video say. Is like he's putting a poster board in the car. A poster board? That's it. The rest of them came out empty-handed. Somebody said they were taking pictures. I didn't see it. Maybe I came in late and you guys saw that before me. I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken because I came in late on this. Maybe you guys saw them taking pictures before. So if they took pictures, great. Then that would make me lean towards this is crime scene people. I don't know. But even when you have crime scene people, you also need the case detective there. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. This is different. This is different. But regardless, it's not looking good for Annie. It's not looking good for Tommaso. They didn't do that to Savannah. They didn't do that to the brother. What's Savannah's brother's name? And Annie's brother name, the fighter pilot guy. The American hero. That's what I wanted to be when I was growing up. Still want to be one, a fighter pilot. Somebody get me in the special program to let old people like me become fighter pilots. I'll retire next year and join the Navy and be a fighter, or the Air Force and be a fighter pilot if they extend the age limit. I'm too old now. Cameron. They didn't do that to Cameron in his house. They didn't do that to Savannah Guthrie. They did it to Annie and Tommaso. It's crazy. Ryan Hall says in Eminent episode 483. What is Eminent? I never watched that show. You got us talking about shows I don't watch. So it seems like this individual is basically saying similar to when Savannah quoted the Silence of the Lambs. It looks like she did it again. Let me see. I want to look this up. I don't just want to take this person's word for it. This eminent. Hope you spelled that correctly because I'm looking it up. There's a drama series. Never heard of it before. What is this? It's like an American series. What channel is this on? Kaiser grew up in a humble and poor neighborhood after she becomes a bride of the son of the wealthy Kimberly family. Her father cuts all ties with her as she does not approve of this marriage. Is this like in a different country or something like that? So apparently, yeah, this is not in America. So apparently, Ryan Hall said that in Eminent episode 483, a character passionately declares, "She is very valuable to me. We are willing to pay what you want." That's interesting. It's very interesting. If that is accurate, that would be the second time that we know of and we've caught on. The second time that they've quoted a movie, and in this case, a TV show. Soul Survivor says they were taking pics as soon as they arrived. Yep, so that's what you would do if you're going to be doing some crime scene work. I stand corrected. So many people have said that they took pictures. That I agree with you. I believe you. I have not seen this entire ordeal. So yes, they took pictures, and that is what you should do when you're crime scene and you're teching an area. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Just looking at the chat real quick. Mo Rana says JLR on scene. I know we're using JLR's feed, and we've given him a lot of credit. We really appreciate him. This is him right here. This is his feed that we're using. But we're not using his audio because we don't want to jack his content. So we're using JLR's feed, and we're about to be done soon. So you should definitely go check out JLR if you want to keep on watching what they're doing out there when we're done here. At least don't leave me now. Don't leave me now. Wait till I'm done. But here on True Crime Strategic, we're always showing love to the people whose content that we react to. We always do it because it's the right thing to do. It's the honorable thing to do. Choco Mommy BU says, thank you for covering this. We appreciate your input, feedback, and thought process. Break it down. Thank you so much for joining me. And Obsidian, my mod, says, very strange. Where's the FBI? That's the question that I have. Where is the FBI? Where is the FBI? Where is the FBI? All right, guys, listen, hit the like button, support the channel. Let's get it up to 300 likes and then we'll call it a day, all right? 300 likes, hit the like button. Let us get into that algorithm so people could see us, join us, and be a part of the movement, which is to give a voice to the voiceless, all right? Shanti says, since Annie is 10 minutes away, they can all be there staging at her home. And Venus Gal says, are we sure an agent wasn't riding with any of them? That's possible. I haven't been able to watch all, so I don't know. You haven't watched it, but it's definitely plausible. All right. So anyway, guys, we ask you guys to hit the like button because it helps the show out. It puts us in the algorithm so that we can be seen by a wider audience. We cover a lot of heavy topics. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my personality. I don't know if it's because I'm a straight shooter. A lot of our shows get demonetized. We'll cover the same topics as other YouTubers, and they won't demonetize those YouTubers talking about the same topic, but they'll demonetize us. So our way of defeating the shadow banning that this channel gets, where an active duty detective cannot get as much exposure as people who are just reporting out of their kitchen, the way that we defeat that is by you guys hitting the like button so that the algorithm will have no choice but to push us into people's feeds. All right. We can't just leave it up to YouTube because YouTube does not like me. I'm too handsome. I got an email from YouTube. They said, Strategic, you're too sexy. We can't push your show forward. All right. So help me defeat these player haters on YouTube. The algorithm. All right. The purple haired bandit that is in charge of my show. I got a handler and it's a purple haired bandit. I'm telling you. And they hate my show. All right. I'm too manly. So help me out, guys, and hit that like button. All right, I got to go to bed. I'm getting sleepy. When I get sleepy, I start getting drunk. Drunk off a lack of sleep. I appreciate you guys coming at this last moment impromptu live. Well over 600 people we had at one point. That's amazing when you just go live and you don't even give people any notifications. So we definitely are flattered, and we're definitely so happy that you guys chose us, many of you, to get your reporting on this situation. Once again, big shout out to JLR for doing this live stream and for being a mensch and not being the type of person who's going to get mad that people are streaming off of his stream. All right. We did do that. We're using his feed, and he's out there right now putting boots on the ground. So we got nothing but respect for him. I'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out the door. Strategic is out of here. Peace.